Hi students and staff, it's Ms. Mackenzie, your K-12 district teacher librarian, and this video is about using the databases particularly for your animal research project. So this is for our third grade friends and for a couple of our fourth grade classes. So we use the databases to find information about academic or school papers and projects, all right? We know that anyone can go to Google and type in a search term into Google, but we just don't know if the information that you're coming up with is factual or not. Let me give that a try. I'm going to pretend to research narwhal today. So when I go to Google and type in narwhal, oh my goodness, I got like 15 million different results. Some of it may be good. Some of it may be written by professional scientists. Some of it may be written by just random people who thought they wanted to post some things to the internet. You just don't know when you do a Google search, so that's why we use the databases. So let me pop over to my slides real quick. When we use Google sources, you have to go through this entire vetting protocol, and I go through all this with all my older researchers, older friends. We're going to focus today specifically for our third grade classes on using the Gale databases. So your teacher should have popped the library website into your Clever platform, but just in case your teacher did not, you can always search for SIUSLA Library Media Services. And then this is our homepage library website. So at the very top, we always have our monthly newsletters with all of our makerspace projects and virtual field trips. If you keep scrolling, we have our library spotlight, our weekly virtual field trips go there. Keep on scrolling, we have our weekly resources, and then towards the bottom of the page, library literacy resources. That's where they live. So Gale is right here. We're going to pop into Gale, and then we're going to very briefly pop into World Book Online too. It's an online encyclopedia. So let's go ahead and pop into Gale. And I'm going to show you how to simply do a search, how to pop that research article into your Google Drive, and then how to find the article in your Drive. So when I clicked on Gale, it brought up all of our baby databases that I use for all K through 12 graders, okay? We're going to scroll back up and just click on the Elementary Hub. We'll do all of our searching in the Elementary Hub. Okay, and once we type in our search topic, we're going to find books, newspaper articles, pictures, and maybe even some video clips. So you're going to type in your animal into the upper left-hand search box. And if you have a nice bold search item, term that pops up, you can go ahead and click on that. But there you go. So here is all the information about narwhals inside of the Gale databases. If I keep scrolling, you might get a couple of quick facts at the top, and then if I keep scrolling, I'm going to have book articles, magazine articles. The book articles are going to mostly be like encyclopedia type things. You might get some newspaper articles. You might get some pictures and video clips, just depending on your particular animal. And if I want to see all the magazine articles, I can say more magazines right here. And it brought up at least six articles for me. So one note about the colored dots, you're going to have articles that range from .1 to .5, and the higher the dots, the more complicated the article is to read. So there's just a little tidbit there. But just for the sake of practice, I will have students just open up any old article just to practice saving it to our Google Drive. One of the most important steps in being a researcher is the second you find information that you think you might want to use, you save it immediately, okay? So here is a lovely article about narwhals possibly being an endangered species. The citation for our older friends always lives at the bottom of the page. And then what I love to show students too is if you do a Control F search, you hit Control F on your Chromebook or a desktop, it opens up this search box in the upper right-hand corner, and that lets you search any word or phrase on your screen. Do you see how when I typed that word narwhal in, it highlighted it every time it appeared in my article. Sometimes that helps us decide if the article contains the information we're looking for quickly. All right. So let's say I was like, yes, this article is amazing. I want to save it and use it for my research project. Then the next thing we do at the top is hit sign in with Google. And this is us syncing our Google Drive to Gale. And you know that you've successfully synced when you see your first name. Usually you'll click it. It'll ask you to select your Google account, and then it'll ask you to allow. But then you see your name at the top. And then when you're ready to send this to your Google Drive, you're going to hit the paper airplane. So you'll say send to Google Drive and OK. Now the final step, especially for our third grade friends, is you have to go find your Google Drive. And if you don't know how to find your Google Drive, this is super useful. So there are two ways, third graders. You can go to your teacher's Clever page, and there should be a Google Drive button there. Or you can open a brand new tab, and at the top, you can click on the Array or the Waffle or the Google Apps button. You click on that, and there's a Drive button right there. So you've got a couple of ways to find your way to all the things. Now, I'm in my Google Drive right now. You should have a automatically created bright orange folder. Gale did all the work for us. It made us a bright orange folder. It color-coded it for us. And when you double-click on that, you will find your article sitting inside. You double-click it to open it. And it just took a Word document article and transferred it into a Google Doc article. And now you have all the information in your drive about your animal, and you can go back and find it because it's all in the beautiful bright orange folder that we created when we downloaded the article. Okay, Gale and Context Elementary. So now I'm going to pop back out to the databases, and we have another little hub called National Geographic Kids. So you might want to pop into that one with your students as well. Really, most of the information found within Nat Geo should also be cross-referenced when we do a search in that elementary hub. But just in case, I'm going to go ahead and try typing narwhal into this search as well and see what we come up with. Narwhal. Okay, so what it is showing me is it is pulling specific articles from Nat Geo Kids magazine, which may or may not have popped up in the other search. So this looks like a nice little article, Unicorns of the Sea. Okay, so anyway, Nat Geo Kids is another option for you when you're researching. So that was kind of down towards the bottom. These are all listed alphabetically. Otherwise, we take all of our elementary students into the elementary hub. Now, there is one final option I wanted to share with everyone, and that is underneath Library Literary Resources. We're back at the library homepage. If you scroll just a bit further, we have World Book Online. Okay, so if the sign in with Google isn't working for you, the username and password are both Sayusla. Okay, so just Sayusla, Sayusla. And once you get to this page, all of our K through 4th graders should be hopping into the kids bubble. Okay. And then once you get here, you're ready to type your search term in again. So just like we did, go ahead, type in your animal into the search box and hit explore, or just hit the enter button. And from this page, once it loads, you're just going to get some additional facts, some things that maybe we didn't see inside of the Gale databases. Okay, so here's what came up when I typed in narwhal. Gave me a couple of key search terms, which I can open up. All right, so this is like a basic encyclopedia article from World Book. You can listen to it being read,
While narwhal is a whale known for its
just like in the Gale databases, if you want to have your research read to you. It gives you the citations at the bottom. So we always cite our work, and your teacher will talk to you about how you're going to specifically do that as third graders for your project. It also says I can get more information if I click that button right there. So now it's taking me to another page where I can click on some of these other topics. So sometimes you learn, sometimes it's good to get a well-rounded look at your animal. So I'm researching narwhals, which lives in the family. It's part of the whale family. So maybe I want to read a little bit more basic information about whales in general. Okay, so I just clicked on that page. But yeah, we talked about why we use databases instead of just Google when researching projects. All students navigated their way to the library website and the elementary hub for Gale. We practiced popping in a search term. We practiced our Chromebook tech skills and being able to link our accounts to Gale to Google, download an article. So once we had an article open, we sent that article over to our Google Drive. We also learned the skill of being able to find our Google Drives, whether you go from your Clever page or the array in the upper right-hand corner. And then Gale always tucks all of those articles that we find into that bright orange folder it magically creates for us. Any of the articles that we downloaded from Worldbook are just going to appear as a PDF. So this is the article that I grabbed from Worldbook, okay? All right, so that was our basic lesson on research for our animal project. Reach out if you need any help, both students and staff, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Bye.